So a couple of things. First, the Tebow ad. I I can understand how some women would take offense to that. Now, I've remarked before about your apparent lack of empathy, and I think it's come to the surface once again. The idea that some women would take offense to this ad, that these women must be crazy, is a complete lack of empathy. Now, I can understand how they have come to those conclusions, all right, and have that perspective. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it completely. I agree with it somewhat. I think that some caution is necessary. Now, let me explain what the ad represents to them. Okay, now the ad did not overtly or explicitly advocate violence against women, but it was slapstick humor against women, okay, or a woman. Now, slapstick humor has got to be recognized as humor that uses violence without consequence, okay? So violence without consequences, the son tackles the mom and she goes down, but she stands up and they're joking with her son, ha ha ha, wasn't that a great practical joke? Blindside tackling me, from the side, that's, in reality, nothing like that would have happened. Had the son tackled her, she would have maybe gone to the hospital, all right? Now, the danger with slapstick comedy of that nature is people start to think maybe there aren't consequences with it, all right? So it's a means of desensitizing people to that kind of violence, all right? And I can understand why some women, especially women who have been victims of domestic violence, would take particular offense to slapstick humor being used against women, right? So that's what the ad was. And while I can say, well, maybe it wasn't all that bad, okay, because it wasn't graphic and a bunch of things where it was pretty toned down, I didn't find it particularly funny, but I didn't find it particularly offensive myself. I can understand how some women would, okay? So, and I don't think they're crazy. I think they're just particularly sensitive to those issues, right? And that's all there is to it. They're not crazy. They're just sensitive to issues involving violence against women, all right? And this was slapstick humor against women. The other thing, on Sarah Palin's crib sheet notes written on her hand, it's not the crib sheet notes. It's her history of having short-term memory problems, of not being able to focus her attention long enough to answer questions coherently or to speak about things coherently. Now, talking about Obama and his teleprompter, when he's giving speeches and he prepares speeches, yeah, he used a teleprompter. He's got something prepared. He worked and prepared for it. Why shouldn't he use the teleprompter when he's got something prepared? Now, for question and answer, of course, there's no way to prepare for that. And in question and answer sessions and in situations where he's had to ad-lib, he's done very, very well, and he is able to articulate with a lot of compassion and precision what it is he's trying to convey, which is a lot more than I can say for Sarah Palin, all right? Now, what he's trying to convey sometimes can be difficult, and people always make mistakes when they're trying to formulate expressions to express ideas for the first time, when they're not repeating the same talking points over and over and over ad infinitum, okay? That it takes some time to formulate the expression to say precisely what you mean. And of course it takes some time. So he doesn't rattle off, he can't speak at the same rate as he does when he's using a teleprompter. He's only human. It takes him time to formulate the expressions, but the expressions he does formulate and the way he expresses himself is very articulate, even for question and answer. All right, so I don't think you've got anything to complain about as far as Barack Obama is concerned. He's under a lot of pressure to articulate himself, and he does it exceedingly well. All right, even when he's doing it ad lib, when he's answering questions. All right. Sarah Palin, on the other hand, has a lot of difficulty answering some pretty simple questions. All right, and she's got a lot of difficulty not just veering off into outer space and wondering how the hell she's ever going to get back on topic. All right, she does that a lot. She's got short-term memory problems that really make her unfit to be in any kind of leadership position. All right, so and what you people see in her, except that she's a hokey mom who's Mrs. Average mediocre person. You know, it's just, you know, it's putting mediocrity on a freaking pedestal. And I've had enough of it. You know, this barking against elitism is just putting mediocrity up on a pedestal, and it's bullshit. Okay, I don't buy a bit of it. I think it's all bullshit. So, anyways, the crib notes by themselves would not have meant very much, except that Sarah Palin has a long history of this kind of thing, of having these difficulties with her short-term memory. So, and it just is. You could listen to her speak, but that was the soundbite. That was something easily captured. All right. And you know, you've got your talking points, and certainly the media's got their talking points. So that's all for now.